Let's be clear, SEO is not dead and it is evolving for the better. But your actual question is probably, can I make money with SEO in 2025? And the answer is yes, you can, but the approach has changed quite dramatically. And in this video, I will explain you what are the core reasons for this change and as well what you can do about it. And on top of that, I will show you what are the new ranking factors. If you want, you can just simply pause the video here and read all these bullet points and you will get about 75% of the answer from this video. The gist of it is over here. But the main thing here is that 80% of the businesses still value SEO, and I think the businesses that continue to double down on SEO will see the benefit even more compared to the previous years. Because search engines are not the same like before, that you only have Google or even YouTube or just Amazon. If you have an e-commerce platform where you want to sell your physical product, what has changed is that you have ChatGPT, you have Perplexity, you have Claude right now, and even AI overviews from Google, and that are simply summing up the data and giving you the answer straight away. And this is good because if you have pieces of content that you're producing on your website and you have other websites talking about your product or service, that you're educating people about the benefits and unique features of your product or service, that means that you can become some of the top relevant product or service for the specific pain point that your potential buyer has. So that is why you should double down with pieces of content. But if you just produce educational pieces of content that are simple, like top of the funnel, for the top of the funnel traffic, that you're just educating people without anything that will give you a concrete ROI, then there is no point for doing that. But where you should double down your efforts is to produce content that is educating people about your product. Of course, fulfill the searcher intent when you are producing pieces of content, but within that piece of content, have something that is unique and educational about your product or service. When you are seeing the demand here in Google Trends right now, you can see for the past 5 years, what is the demand for the SEO agency, for backlinks, how to do SEO and so on. You can see that is growing in demand for the past 5 years, in the past year especially, that is now growing even more and more. But what is more interesting for me is to see how people are using other search engines that we are talking here, that is comparing in majority for Google versus ChatGPT, but other search engines as well. You can see the dominance here, quite a big dominance here is still, of course, Google, but you have Bing, you have Yahoo, and you have other search engines, like you can even use Perplexity in this case. And you can see that Google has quite a big dominance still here. And with enrollment of Google's AI overviews, where you ask a question via Google and you get a snippet of the answer straight away above the fold, that also is not something that you should really rely on, that people will not continue to go on websites, because when you see AI overviews here on Google Trends and scroll down, you can see related queries and what is a breakout query here and what is basically growing in demand, and that is that AI overviews, that people want to turn them off. That means that people still want to find the answers on their terms. So they want to go to other websites and do a little bit deeper research. Basically, if they want a snippet of the answer, probably they will already go to ChatGPT, or it's simply harder for people to change the behavior that they have, and it will that they already have embodied, basically. So it will take a little bit longer time to adjust, but nonetheless, people will continue to use some of these search engines. So that's why if you stop with SEO, you cannot have the dominance with PPC or having just YouTube channel, even though, of course, that is a fantastic thing to have as a brand or as a business. But if you are wondering if you should continue with SEO, there is your answer. All these search engines are scraping the data from the web and then giving you the answer. If you are not relevant SEO with SEO anymore, you will not be seen via these search engines. So that's why you should double down on SEO in 2025. And I think one positive thing is that you will see your competitors will not continue to use SEO. Probably they will double down on meta ads or they will use Instagram and so on. But if you are one of the few ones that continue to do SEO and double down on SEO, that means the competition will be lower and you will stay at the top. Just wait for them to continue to do their own thing. Maybe it's going to be positive for them or not. That depends from your ideal audience and where are basically the eyes of your ideal audience. If they are consuming the content via YouTube or Instagram or TikTok, but they are not going on Google to find the product or to find a more educational piece of content that are related to your product, of course, if it's more of video based, that you should double down on videos. But if it's more informational based, that people need to be more educated to find the ideal solution for them via articles, of course, you should double down on. My recommendation and key takeaway from all of this here, when you see this, is that we should diversify moving forward, not only on Google, but other relevant signals, social signals, so that we can stay on the top of these search engines that are growing in demand, like Perplexity and like ChatGPT. Because this EAT, so your authority, is grown not only with producing articles on your website, it is also producing videos. It is about having additional websites talking about your product. So backlinks linking to your website. That is building your topical authority. From all of this, when I see what is one new ranking signal that was like, is this really a signal or not? But now we can see it is, and that is the dwell time. This dwell time, that means basically how long people are staying on your article or on your website when they click through the website. If your article does not meet the searcher intent, so person is seeking for the solution, and you are creating a 5,000 word guide, how-to guide on something, and you are not giving them the answer that they want, they will bounce out the website straight away. And that is not a good signal for your article and for your website in general. So when you're increasing the dwell time, how people are long staying on your website, so that means that you're fulfilling what people want, that is very good signal to Google that your website or the article is matching the search intent. So out of all of this, I think you should really think about your articles and if it's aligned with the search intent that people want. AI content is good for all my clients. I'm using or I'm producing AI content and it is working incredible. But the problem is that people are using usually AI content that is just using AI tools to produce pieces of content without thinking about search intent. And then there is no point for Google to put you on the top of this position because it is like everyone else, like 99% of other articles. You need to have unique twist and you need to match the search intent straight from the beginning or the intro of the topic or the article, and then explore other avenues that are related to that search intent. So that's why it is quite important, this dwell time, to increase that dwell time. So that is very short video that I want to share with you. Yes, SEO is not dead in 2025. It is just evolving, and it is evolving for better because people are getting to the answers faster. And when people are getting to the answers faster, that means that their purchasing decision is faster. But if you are not positioned as a high authority on Google, as your business as a high authority, you will not be visible on Google. And that means that you will lose a lot of business if you're not doubling down on SEO in 2025.